If you're watching this video and you're hating on me for pointing out the obvious, who's actually the hater? Am I a hater for calling out somebody for lying? Coach Greg, in today's video, it's a natty or not, and it's on Joyjoysfitness. She's got 720,000 followers on Instagram, and she's a world powerlifting champion. This woman is really strong and is typical of powerlifters who get very famous. They're also very attractive. And so I'm not hitting on her. I'm not trying to rizz her up, but she is a very attractive young female. I do believe 20 years of age. And so a little backstory for you. And so why people don't like it when people call her out. Little sus that used to be so strong and now you're not so strong. You used to have that much muscle. Now you don't have muscle. But people say, yeah, but she struggled with eating when she was younger. I don't want to talk about what she had, but, well, because she struggled with eating when she was younger, well, she wouldn't abuse performance-enhancing drugs now, would she? Here's the thing. She benched 285. She did that. It's legit. She also set an unofficial world record. And by unofficial, it means that she lifted the weight, but because she wasn't drug tested to pass the weight, well, how could it be official? To have a world record, you need to pass a drug test. Already, it seems a little sus, but hey, that wasn't enough to put her over the edge. And so I'm not making this shit up. Check out this 125 kilogram bench, 275 pounds. Her ass is on the bench. The weight, it's paused. This is truly remarkable, but perhaps a little too remarkable. Even her face has changed. Prior to this, when she was at her biggest, a lot puffier looking face. When you're on performance enhancing drugs, oftentimes it causes you to hold more water. Happened to me, happens to many females, and so you do in fact look a little bit different. Let's analyze her photos from back then. Notice the muscularity. Does this girl look like she's fat? Look at her abs, the quads, the back muscles, the biceps. She's got muscle in spades everywhere, head to toe. An amazing physique. And if you said, hey, this is a 25-year-old who's been training for 10 years, I'd say, wow. If she's natural, those are supreme genetics. Unbelievable. Perhaps the top 1% of the top 1%. But when you tell me this is a 19-year-old, it's a little sus. But when you show me the after, now remember, does anyone raise your hand? I want to see, does even one person think that this girl doesn't have amazing genetics? I think we can all agree she has amazing genetics. Now, let me ask you another question. And so when you get older, do you get stronger or weaker when you're training? From, for example, 16 to 18, 18 to 20, 20, 22, would you expect the person to get stronger over the years, or would they top out at 19 in their strength and then every year after that get a little bit weaker? I mean, is she trying to follow in the footsteps of Jeff Seed? It's the only guy that I know that people think is actually natural, that he looked way better as a teenager than a man in his late 20s. And so explain that. You don't lose 15 pounds of muscle from when you're a teenager until when you're in your 20s if you're continuing to train. If anything, you would gain 15 more. I wasn't suspicious until she made this very post, essentially outing herself. Stay with me. She proudly posts, check out a girl bench pressing 225 pounds. That would be impressive. Absolutely. For anyone. Only thing is, she used to bench 285. And so her bench has gone down 60. It's gone down 60. Not only that, do you notice anything on this bench press? You know, the part about how it wasn't actually a bench press. Last I checked, when you do a bench press, can your ass come off the bench by 4 inches? Can you cheat the weight up? Oh, watch a girl bench press 315. If I stand there and pull it up 4, would it count? Of course not. And so this lift, it doesn't count. And so her PR bench press 225 at 135 pounds, it wasn't actually a PR, now was it? Remember, she's posting this to brag. Look how strong I actually am. Only she's gotten weaker. Didn't you used to bench 285 pounds? Her response? Yes, I did, with the teardrops going down. And so she's admitting to the world, I used to bench 285. 285 minus 225, it's 60 less pounds. Add to that the fact that she's cheating, her ass is not on the bench, and if she had to keep her ass down, it's going to drop her weight by at least 20 pounds, perhaps even more. And so let's assume that her bench press has now decreased by 80 pounds. Imagine to go from 285 to 205. And her response, her reasoning, her justification from this, it's not, yeah, but I'm off gear. Yeah, I stopped blasting Anavar. I'm not taking HRT. I stopped doing the peptides. None of that. This is, however, the lightest I have weighed while benching 2 plates. So win for me, I guess. Her opinion is, well, she's a couple pounds lighter than the last time she benched 225, and so it's a PR. But yet, look at her ass come off the bench. It's not going to count. It's not even close. It isn't a good lift. Let's go to the comment section. Are people going to call her out? I mean, let's assume that it was a man doing the same thing. And the man had his ass come 4 inches off the bench. And let's assume that that man's bench press went down by 25%. Hey guys, look how strong I am. I bench 450. And they say, didn't you bench 570 a couple months ago? Yeah, but I'm at my lightest weight yet. And you look at the photos and you compare them and you're thinking, well, you've lost 15 pounds of muscle. That's why you're lifting that much less. They say, no, I just ate less. You know, I used to have a disorder of the way I used to put food in my mouth. And so that's the reason. It doesn't work like that. I love you, babe, but you're off cycle. Losing that much weight on bench ain't normal. And so that comment, which is 100% justified, is coming from a man. Next commenter. Respect. I don't love you. You're still off cycle and doing anything and everything to try to justify it. Like, I'm a hybrid athlete and OCD as a struggle. But the truth is, you're off cycle. And so if you're watching this video and you're hating on me for pointing out the obvious, who's actually the hater? Am I a hater for calling out somebody for lying, for tricking you, for telling you that they did all of this while being 100% natural? You know, a teenager, 19 years of age, bench pressing more than 95% of men who go to the gym can bench. And then suddenly that bench press, it goes down. And when you examine the physique that was in the before to the after, I'm going to say the body fat percentages exactly the same. I didn't see that person get shredded. And so previously when benching 275, 285, she's weighing closer to 150. Examine the physiques before and after. Does it look like she lost 15 pounds of fat? Now, if you reduce your calories and you continue to train and you're 19 or 20 and you don't have a tumor growing in your brain, you don't have a pituitary gland problem, you don't have anything going on psychologically, you're continuing to train, everything is physically healthy. If you reduce your calories, because many people are going to say, yeah, but she went on a diet. She changed her eating. If you go on a diet and reduce your calories, perhaps even add in more cardio, do you know what happened? You get shredded. You'd go from having perhaps a couple abs to having a 6-pack. That is how it works. If you're a young female, a powerlifting phenom, you have a lot of muscle, and you go on a diet, you don't lose all of your muscle, you lose your body fat. And the same applies to males. If you're Sam Sulek and you're massive and you go on a cut, the muscles, they stay, but the body fat, it goes down. Everything points out to this female that she's off of performance-enhancing drugs, and good for her. But would it not be a better message to say this? Hey everyone, I have to come clean. I was tempted to use steroids. Remember, I had an addicted personality, OCD perhaps. I was addicted to eating or not eating foods a certain way, and that was a problem. I then switched that addiction to another. That addiction was to put on more muscle, and I resorted to using performance-enhancing drugs. But perhaps she got her blood work done, she watched some Coach Greg videos and said, you know what, this isn't healthy. I'm going to come clean. And so she says, you know, I used to bench 285, but I was taking Anavar, I was taking peptide, whatever. And now I want to tell the world that I'm doing it 100% natural because I believe she's natural right now. And that describes the tremendous drop in her strength. It's not normal for anyone, man or woman, to lose that amount of strength on your bench press from going on a diet. Unless, of course, you go off. And so this is what I mean by simping and how people can't just tell the truth. And this, it sickens me that you can't just be honest. Knowing she had an ED in the past and still being mean to her about her weight is kind of rude. It's so easy to write mean comments. Please make it a healthy fitness environment. Girl, you're doing amazing. Just because this woman had an ED in her past, if she is lying about being on performance-enhancing drugs and then her bench press going down, you can't call her out for it? Oh, I'm playing the I had XXX card. Whatever that card may be. The race card, the ED card, the mental health card, the I had an absent father card. My mother, she didn't hug me. And so is it actually being mean? Didn't you use the bench 285? How's that being mean? It's a legitimate question. If C-Bum came back out of retirement next year and he competed and he weighed 215 pounds and previously he weighed 245 pounds, could you not say, C-Bum, didn't you used to weigh 245 pounds on stage last year? Is that not fair? Or would you say, oh, you can't ask C-Bum that because something happened to him when he was younger? What's wrong with asking the question? And so what would C-Bum say? He would tell you the truth. If C-Bum came back weighing 215 pounds, he wouldn't say, oh, I had a shoulder injury. Hurt my shoulder. He would say, look, guys, I used to abuse performance-enhancing drugs. This year, I did it 100% natural. I wanted to see what I could do with no help whatsoever. That would be honest. That would be the truth. And that's what C-Bum would say. And so why can't she do the same? Or guess what? Ignore it. Somebody asked her that question, and this was her response. Her response could have been nothing. She could have told that person in private. She posted it on her Instagram for 720,000 people to simp for her. But they never all simped. They stood up for what was right. They called her out. I'm not attacking her physique, her strength. I'm calling it the way I see it. Whether this was a woman or a man, black or white, I don't care. I call it as I see it. This is a person that I believe was not 100% natural when she was doing those massive lifts. When she had that impressive physique with the biceps, the back, the abs, the quads, everything. And now that she's lost weight and her strength has gone down, I do believe it's from not abusing steroids. You can argue with me, you can debate me, you can say, you know way more than me. I'm an old man. Yeah, I'm an old man. I'm pushing 50, but it's 50 keys of testosterone from Uzbekistan across the border. And so perhaps she should go on Turkmax. Why not take something that's WADA approved? It won't cause you to fail a drug test. It can improve your strength, endurance. And so why not try the supplement that's taking the world by storm? Not the fake testosterone, the copycat plant from China. The real deal, proven 3 times in a row now. Other companies, they're lying to you. I can prove it. I've proven it to you. They're using a copycat plant called cyanosis. That is what we believe. This is the plant Ajuga turkistatica as labeled on the package. The other companies, they lie. And why? Because they can get away with it. And you fall for it every freaking time. And people say, oh, Coach Greg, he's a snake oil salesman. I have proof it's legit. We've proven it. And we've had YouTubers test it. Did you not watch Will Tennyson? Do you think Will Tennyson is lying?
A lot more strength. And also I've noticed today and even yesterday, I felt a little bit more motivated coming to the gym. I think it has to be because of the testosterone.
If you buy it, you can use code Greg, you get 15% off. And does this sound like a scam to you? If it doesn't work, if it's not as good as you expected, if you hope to be even better, you get your money back and a $20 gift card. How hard is that really? And so what do you have to lose? Why would you buy my competitor's products? Oh, it's $10 cheaper. There's more turkesterone in one of my pills than the entire bottle that they're selling. And so if you're looking for legitimate turkesterone from Ajuga turkistatica, get it from HDLT Supplements. Purchase it harder than last time. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. And remember, if you need to get your blood work done, to use peptides, HRT, and so on, and you're in the proper legal country to do so, then contact Transcend. I've partnered with them. Qualified medical doctors will look at your blood work and decide what you actually need. And until next time, I am out.